Children are naturally more curious about something if it's told to them as a story. Stories are an amazing way to get students engaged and learning without them even knowing it. Every year when the weather turns cold, I look to my favorite book, Sneezy the Snowman by Maureen Wright. I use this lesson plan for kindergarten through 2nd grade, my general music students. This is a fantastic story with an amazing beat that will get my students chanting, singing, and sneezing along. The first thing I do is teach my students the song that I made for this story. We start by going through a quick review about Pitch Hill. If you don't know what Pitch Hill is, you need to look it up immediately. Pitch Hill takes solfege, an abstract concept, and takes it and makes it into a story that is not only easy to learn, has its own song, connects to the Kerwin hand sign, and is so fun for kids. We start by reviewing some of the characters. This is Flathead Me. I ask my students, where does he live? On a line or on a space? They have the image in front of them and are able to tell me a line. Then I put the numbers on the side. Is it the 1st, the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th, or the 5th line? They tell me he lives on the 1st line. We go through the pitches that I know we'll need for the song I'm about to teach them. So we use so and box or do. Then it's time for a speed round. I put one of the pitches on the staff. They have to tell me if it's me, so, or box or do. This one's on the 1st line. It has to be me. We'll go through each. Then we go through the song I'm about to teach them. If my students are younger, I might leave the colors up and have them instead tell me the words. This one would be soul. Me, soul. If they're older, I'll have them put colors and words. As you can see, my students aren't working with quarter notes, eighth notes, half notes, whole notes yet. Instead, I make it visual. I make the quarter notes one size, the half notes one side, and the eighth notes another size. Then we sing it through, the students repeating after me. On solfege, the song goes a little something like this. So, mi, sol, la, so, mi, so, mi, re, do. Then we put in the words. It's so cold, it's so freezing, it's so cold, hope I don't start sneezing. Afterwards, I have a little fun with some different rhythms for the word achoo. Is that a word? I don't think that's a word, but it's a sound. I'll go achoo. The students will repeat. Achoo, choo, 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 choo. And we have some fun with that. Then we read the book, Sneezy the Snowman, who's a very peculiar snowman because he's always very cold. And when he tries to warm up, the results aren't great. We'll read through the story, adding our song whenever we hear the word freezing or sneezing, depending. Sneezy the Snowman shivered. Brr, it's cold out here. That's for sure. I think that he's freezing. Go! It's so cold. It's so freezing, it's so cold, hope I don't start sneezing. Just as an example, he drank some cocoa from a cup. He said with a smile, I like this a lot. And then, right there, believe it or not, he melted from drinking something too hot. The children all cried, and this is when I point to my students and I say, repeat after me, what should we do? This gets them engaged and focused, and they get to be part of the story. So I point to my students, what should we do? A voice from the puddle said. Now, he's a puddle, so his voice has to be a little different. I go, and I encourage you to do the same. My students think it's hysterical. They rebuilt Sneezy as snowflakes flew. A cold winter wind swirled and blew. The snowman sneezed a gigantic achoo. We might then practice some of our achoo rhythms. Achoo, choo, 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 choo. Whole time them repeating after me. There's a whole bunch of different ways to sneeze. I'm sneezing and freezing and shivering too. A little girl said, then let's share. I have something you can wear. Here's my hat to put on your head. You look awesome. The children said. Now the children just said that. So again, I'll say, musicians repeat after me. You look awesome. You look awesome. The snowman blinked his coal black eyes. The stocking cap was a nice surprise. And if you've read a lot of picture books, you probably know what's going to happen. Sneezy keeps getting cold, keeps trying to get warmer, and melting as a result. Each time that he says that he's freezing, we'll sing the song. Each time he says achoo, we'll do different rhythms. Until the end, when Sneezy's wearing the little girl's coat, another one's hat, someone's scarf, the children are all cold, but Sneezy feels better, but now he's hot. So the end of the story is they go get some ice cream. Sorry to spoil it. Then after eating every bite, he said, at last, I feel just right. The end. After we finish the story, it's time for my musicians to make their own snowman. This lesson plan used a lot from my pitches on Pitch Hill, but this lesson plan also lets you work on your rhythms. I tell my students I'm about to make an amazing snowman. Get ready. Here's the bottom, here's the middle, and here's the top. Isn't it great, everyone? Now, as you can see, my snowman's not done. And the kids love to point that out. No, Miss Leanna, it's missing a hat. No, Miss Leanna, it doesn't have eyes. They love pointing out when I'm wrong. So I say, well, all right, I'm going to need your help to do it. I tell my students that my snowman needs a tall black hat. I make sure to clap the rhythms because there are a couple different ways that you could do these rhythms. This is how I do them. I have my students repeat after me. Tall black hat, tall black hat. Then they have to tell me what's a TT and what's a ta. I clap tall black. Is tall black going to be a TT or a ta? They then tell me it's a TT because it's 2 claps. Tall black. I then ask them, what about the word hat? Hat. Hat's only 1 clap. It has to be a ta. I pick a student to try it themselves, and if they do it right, they come up to the board and put the hat on the head. Next, we add some buttons. Big red buttons. They tell me that those are 2 TTs. Then I have a student come up and add the buttons. We then do a little review. Tall black hat, TT ta, big red buttons, TT. We add 2 big eyes. I make those all tas, and I make sure that I'm very clear about it. I go 2 big eyes, just to get some different rhythms in there. We add the eyes. We add a carrot nose. We review. We add a happy smile. And lastly, we get him some mittens. Again, I know that these rhythms just depend on how you clap them. So I'm very obvious with how I clap them. Afterwards, my snowman looks all done. Then we'll have one big last review, with me putting up first just the words and then having to tell me what the TT tas are until our snowman's finished. I also might do this activity with the students using popsicle sticks or writing it down on a worksheet for some grades. This is a freebie that the Soaring Scarves Academy is giving away. If you would like access to the Google Slides, visit the website below and sign up with your email. I've even used this as one of the last lessons that I do, as we have some fun with snow in the summer. This could be one that you use tomorrow. Did I mention you should like and subscribe for future content? These tips and tricks were brought to you by the Soaring Scarves Academy. Happy playing!